So,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, we had a whole bunch of Joe stuff come in this week. We've, of course, as you were saying a minute ago, a bunch of stuff, or sorry, last week, and the week before, we had Snake Eyes, gosh, Major Blood,
Like
Retro Card Flint, Cover Girl, Televiper, and man,
I
people
got
were
Fellow
going.
Vipers and I got Flint, but I didn't get the Cover Girl yet. But I did get Monkey Wrench. I got my Crystal Ball figures from Pulse. I got my Breaker figures from Pulse. Um, Welcome to the stream. We are live.
It's Toy Talk.
Hello, everybody.
Dan got rid of his. Excuse me. Got rid of his Rattler due to space constraints.
Well, I was telling David right when we started, I'll probably end up getting it back, and it wouldn't surprise me if I got it back from the same guy for a lot less than what he paid for it. But yeah, I didn't get the Snowcat, and I decided to sell the Rattler. I'm keeping my Dragonfly, his tank. It was. I had it set up on a shelf, and this really nice guy gifted me a Cobra bunker battle bunker, and I was trying to set it up and get the correct kind of diorama, and it just wasn't adding up. I didn't like the way it looked, and I thought, man, the one thing that's kind of, if I keep this Rattler, I'm not going to have any more space for vehicles, and yeah, so I just kind of we parted
You know,
ways. Now I have access to a Rattler if I want it. I have access to a Snowcat if I want it, and I'll probably end up getting them back. But as of right now, I wanted to kind of make some room.
a,
Yeah.
a good friend of mine, Dan, taught me a new way to display aircrafts in my house. And I never thought of this until I saw it at my friend's house. But now I put them like flat on the wall, like they're like a picture aircraft. I get about 15 aircrafts like hanging on this
Huh.
one wall. And so you don't need to put them on a shelf anymore. You can just get wire and hang them from the ceiling and attach them to the wall like they're a picture frame.
Well, I don't have any wall space for that because the walls are taken up with carded figures, old and new, and then recarded figures, and then I do have some aircraft hanging from the ceiling, but the Rattler was just too heavy to hang, and I didn't want to chance it like falling and breaking or hitting other stuff.
Yeah, I know.
So,
It's
but we've got
expensive.
a ton of stuff in. I did get my slice and dice in the mail. I got my snake armor in the mail. So that's one
If
thing.
Snake
Like I
Armor's
don't.
gonna be here tomorrow.
Snake armor, I don't know where I would put that if I still have the Rattler.
If you guys get
Um,
any extra snake armors, can I buy one from you guys?
I think I've already got mine spoken for, but if the guy falls through on it, yes, I should know next week when I'm back in town. Um Probably wondering why you see the really awesome Cobra Commander at the podium icon, because I am out of town right now. I'm in a secret location, not too far away.
Are you in Florida?
No, no, I wish. I wish. I'm still in Kentucky, but I'm in a secure location in Kentucky. Um, it's pretty cool where I'm at. Um, but yeah,
David, I got two Snake Armors up for auction right now in the classified marketplace group.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'll look into that.
yeah, I haven't opened my snake armor. I haven't opened slice and dice. We also, I don't know if I said this earlier in the when we kind of jumped on at the shop. We received our retro card at Televapors, CoverGirl, and Flint. Snake Eyes version 4 and Major Blood, and that Major Blood looks freaking awesome.
Did
I
you
can't.
get which version of Flint did you get? Did you get the totally AI version, or did you get the cool new 4 o'clock shadow version?
Unfortunately, we got the AI version.
Oh, well, I don't know if that's going to be rarer or the newer. I don't know. That's interesting. What do you think, Terry?
So, considering the fact that they only made 82, supposedly, they only made 82 of the wild card Flint figures featuring artwork by Rich Pellegrino. Let me get to that. I'm going to pull it up on Pulse here real
Maybe
quick.
that's why we sold out of them, because I didn't think we would sell out of the Flint or the cover girl. I figured when I left the shop the other day, we still had like, I don't know, 3 or 2 Televipers left, and I ordered up on those because they're troops. But man, we sold out of Flint like first day one. I couldn't believe it.
And that
All right,
was
so
that was AI Flint.
they did this whole thing where it was Operation Retro Buttons, infiltrate Hasbro Pulse distribution warehouse, and switch some of the existing items with our limited edition cardback illustration. 82 of these feature original cardback artwork from Rich Pellegrino, but otherwise indistinct from the original. The chase is on. So what I believe probably happened with this, they had some of them in stock. I believe that they had so many of these coming, they might not have been selling well, so they had to do something to hype it up. They know that nobody likes this card art. This card art looks terrible. And they wanted, and like everyone I know, including myself, would much rather have like all original artwork. You can tell that at a minimum, the Flint card art is AI enhanced. At a minimum. It looks nothing like the figure. And then you move over to the limited edition alternate card back. It's like you order it and it's just by chance that you might get that Rich Pellegrino art with the with your order. And with them only doing 82 of them, that's quite a low number, considering how many of these they probably had made.
Yep, that's very.
I'm gonna
low.
butcher his name, but is it Hector Garrido?
Garrido.
Garrido.
Hector
Why don't they just use his art? I mean, my God, you pay his family royalties or whatever. I mean, his art's so gorgeous.
Now, I'm going to preface this, but a lot of the original art has been bought by people over the decades, and some of the original art has been painted over, like Tiger Force, Python Patrol, and that type of stuff has been painted over. Like you get an original Duke, but then they painted over it with the Tiger Force Duke. So a lot of those don't exist.
Huh. Yeah, you think they would have files and just, copy it or whatnot.
I don't know.
But yeah, that Chase Flint card art looks awesome. I'd rather have that than the AI one.
Overall, I like it. I just think the 4 o'clock shadow is too obvious.
I think he looks old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he looks much older in that artwork than what the figure looks.
Yeah. So there's no winning, I don't think, with that card art either way. I don't think they're like, whatever.
Yeah, the figure looks good though.
Yeah, the figure looks good. That's the only good thing about it is the figure.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good Flint.
And I'm not bashing Pellegrino's art because, I mean, that's a hell of a lot better than what I could do myself, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, he is a known artist, so.
Yeah, right.
It reminds me of Joe Kubert artwork from the G.I. Joe Sergeant Savage line.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Joe Kubert.
No, I think it looks good. I don't mind the 5 o'clock shadow, and I don't mind if he looks a little older in it. I mean, it just might be he hadn't slept in a few days. He's just been busy fighting Cobra or a terrorist or, shopping with Lady J.
So that's his in the field look.
Yeah, because they're not going to let him, like, hey, Flint, go shave real quick, buddy. I think he looks, I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. It looks better than the AI stuff, and Hasbro. It still irks me that they try to lie about that and say, "Oh no, it's not AI." Like, yes, it is. Nobody accidentally draws 6 fingers on 3 separate things. I'm sorry, no one does. Like, oh yeah, I was watching an alien movie and it just got carried away.
Well, Brian Flynn did come out and say they enhanced the card art that they had that was wrong because they had a Wild Bill card art that was obviously 6-fingered Wild Bill. And Brian Flynn came out at the panel at Joe Fest. He admitted that they had an original person do the art, but then in-house they they enhanced that art, and in the process they messed it up. And so they overlaid it. You're a computer guy, Terry. Sometimes when you overlay one piece of art with a touched up one, there's some like kind of overlay or whatever that messes it up. I don't know.
I don't believe that.
That's what he said at the convention, but I don't know if that's true or not. That's what he said.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to save face, because I don't believe that for a minute. I believe that maybe they had somebody do original artwork for it and then AI enhanced it. They just didn't review it before they slapped it on a card. Or they had the factory in China or somebody in China throw together an AI art piece trying to save money. That's what I think. I'm not saying that that's exactly what happened, but I think that's what they did.
Obviously somebody missed a step there, you know.
Wasn't
And
there a statement by Hasbro at some point over the summer? Maybe it was at San Diego Comic-Con that they stated that they are not going to use AI any longer, or something like that. I can't be 100% accurate on that because I don't
think that
remember.
was for Dungeons and Dragons, where they got so much backlash for it. But I mean, they shouldn't be using it anyway. Not for this stuff, not for collectible stuff, because dude, I can go on an image generator and create an image of a G.I. Joe character. People are doing it all the time. They're posting it in groups, and like you see it nonstop. And they're doing a better job with their prompts on these than what Hasbro apparently did with the prompts on Flint and the Televiper.
man, I tell you what,
Televiper, I've got him in hand here. I'll just bring him up on site. Let's go to G.I. Joe Classified Series. Man, how far back is that? There, the Retro Televiper. Are they even featuring the card art?
No. That looks like the figure to me.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, the fingers, if you look here at the fingers on the front of the camera gun, I don't know what exactly that even is. I've never known what that is.
me neither.
I think it's some sort of sound wave thing or something. I'm not 100%.
But the fingers on the left hand are just a mess. It's like there's two sets of fingers laying over each other. It looks like he has 7 or 8 fingers.
He's messing with whatever that thing is he's holding. That's what did it.
I guess he shot
Mess
himself
your
in
fingers
the hand
up.
or something. But this is at a minimum. This is AI enhanced.
I tell you, man, this AI stuff is interesting and scary at the same time.
It is.
And I don't really want to see, like, I think it's a great tool, but I don't really want to see like entertainment or artwork or, I don't know, like made by AI, because I think you have to have that human element so it has heart, you know. I think it's great that it enhances things. You can make videos, you can make funny videos, you can make yourself look like a Dragon Ball Z character or something. I mean, that's fun, I guess. But like, as far as something like this, I mean, like this, yeah, I could see like Terry, I could see like you and I doing this with the Arc, like we screwed up, or the Dominus or something like that. But like, this is Hasbro, major billion-dollar company. How do you do that?
Somebody that's doing, just for fun or whatever.
Yeah.
But not a company like Hasbro.
And even you and I wouldn't screw up like that because one of us would check the other one like, yo, this is, the fingers are off, or, oh yeah, you're right, didn't catch it, but yeah, I mean, Hasbro, it's like, at the minimum, have an editor. Somebody's got to approve this stuff for it to go to production, because once it goes to production, they're not going to reproduce that and spend the money to correct it.
So part of that you just mentioned, they need an editor. I think, and this is purely speculation, we know that they've laid off a bunch of people. and we know that they've cut back a lot. I think that they're focusing more on the figures than they are stuff like this retro line, because the figures look great.
Agreed.
But I think that whatever department this artwork comes from, I think they're probably seriously lacking in staffing.
Yeah, and I think they've got so many different things going on at the moment. Now they're moving, and now they're cutting events because they're having to do panels at conventions instead of the Pulse Cons and all this stuff. There's so many moving parts at the moment. So maybe this is something, like you said, maybe it fell through the cracks.
Yeah, I think that's probably something very likely, that it just kind of fell through the cracks, didn't get edited, didn't get reviewed, whatever. So we've all talked about the use of Hasbro's use of AI and Super 7's use of AI. Hopefully they get away from that. Hopefully they don't continue down that path, because they can generate stuff like we saw here with the Flint figure, using an actual artist for that stuff, as they should, in my opinion.
I don't think Super 7's going away from whatever they're doing, because the 4 new Reaction Plus look like they're the same artist that's done most of their cards. So I don't think they're changing.
Dude, Super 7, talking about a punch from them, a slap in the face. The new wave of Reaction Plus O-Ring figures, the new price on those. Did you see that?
I didn't see the price.
I didn't see the price.
So not only did the wholesale price go up on those, the retail went up on them as well. Those figures are now $25 a piece.
Whoa.
That's ridiculous.
Wasn't it $20.99 or $21.99? They went up $3.
They're $25. I thought they were 20.
Yeah, the
Like
ones
this
I've seen were 20.
If you get them through them, it's 20. I think if you buy them at Target, they're $20.99. I think.
Well, yeah, but they want you to, like, you're paying a tariff surcharge as well.
Yeah, the tariff charge is on there. Yep, and it says tariff charge right on your order form too, which I
4
find at
figures
least
right here.
At least they're being up front. They're just saying tariff charge right there on your shipping.
$100.
Wow.
$25 a piece.
I haven't ordered mine yet, but thanks for letting me know that.
Now, I just got these, a flat $20 a piece, but I had the tariff charge on top of it. I actually ordered these while we were doing the Circle of Jerks live stream, and my total order came out to be, I think it was like $80-something for these 3 figures, including the tariff charge and shipping. But I did get the Universal Monsters O-ring figures. I kind of had to, because I really like the idea of that.
They look cool.
I've got the Jada, the Jada 6-inch Universal Monsters figures, including the limited edition creature from the Black Lagoon that glows in the dark. It's a really cool figure. But that first wave, I just went ahead and bought the wave. What I don't want them to do is continue beating to death a single mold to make a bunch of variant paint schemes as exclusives for all these different retailers.
Probably going to do that with Creature, because that's one you can do. Like, you bought that glow in the dark one from Jada. I'm positive Super 7's going to do that, because
I would totally be down with the glow in the dark version.
Oh, okay.
What I'm not down with is just a minor paint app change. Now, something else that I grabbed yesterday while I was in Target. Hang on just a second. Let me get rid of this. When I was in Target yesterday, grabbed one of these.
Oh, you got a Duke.
Yeah, I got the Tiger Force Duke. He comes with like Snake Eyes sword and backpack, which I think they seriously cheaped out on accessories, more so than they were already cheaping out. But they could have given this Duke the same accessories that they gave the regular version, and it would have been fine. Giving him the crappy Snake Eyes sword. I'm just not not super happy with how Super 7's doing, man. Most of their stuff.
Well, come on, you don't want a Tiger Force Dracula?
Maybe. I mean, I might.
I think the tariff charge. So my thing is, like, are they going to refund people at some point when people
It's
figure out that there's no issue with the tariffs? That they worked all this stuff out.
well, I'll tell you, man. The price on these Super 7 O-ring figures, it's reaching a point of not really matching the value of what you're getting. Because if you're saying you're gonna pay probably, let's go ahead and cart one. I'll cart one up and see what it looks like. But most of them are still $20. Like they've got the Python Patrol Cobra Commander on here for $20. Let's see what you're gonna pay for that 4-piece set of O-ring figures. I'm gonna add it to my cart.
I'm guessing with all that tariffs and tax and shipping and everything, it's probably going to be about $135.
So I'm going to put in my information. I don't have it on screen, so it's not like any of that really matters. But I want to see what these were going to cost total after their tariff charge, because I'm guessing that they're probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 a piece.
Yeah, I ordered the last Silverhawks wave, and it was $280 for 4 figures.
Damn.
So shipping on this is $10 and estimated taxes $770. What I don't see, you know what? I don't see a tariff charge on here. Okay. So that order did not have the tariff charge on it. It looks like maybe that $5 increase is an increase for the tariff charge, maybe. Because when I ordered them, I didn't buy them from Super 7. I ended up going and getting cases of them from my distributor, and it came out to be, I want to say about $2 a piece high. It was about $2 a piece higher wholesale than what I was paying previously.
Going back to those figures, I think they look good, but I'm like you, Terry. I don't think the value's there. I don't really think the value's there at $20 a shot. Like if they were like modern sculpt figures, like Pursuit of Cobra stuff, where it had all the accessories and that sort of thing, I'd say maybe. But I think $15 tops is what those things should be.
Well, Dan, the like the $20 thing doesn't bother me, but as much. It's not very palatable, but still, it's not terrible because it's on par with what a lot of other companies are making that are just selling you a loose figure with no packaging or anything. And you're also taking a chance with some of them on like whether it's going to be in pieces when it gets to you or not. What bothers me is that we were paying $20 a piece for them, and now they've tacked on an additional $5 a piece to cover tariffs or whatever. And they never did really come with a lot of accessories, but it seems like we're getting a lot less. It's more reuse, repaint, whatever, for a higher price. And I think the value of them is starting to kind of dwindle off at that point, because you're looking at 117. I'm looking at 117.50 because of my tax rate here in the Indiana. So you might as well say $120. That's $30 per figure. It's approaching $30 a figure.
Yeah, I think that's a bit much just to have something that reminds you of the 80s with the card art,
It is.
Well, there's a couple of characters you have to. It's like almost you have to have like Pythona and Big Lob because they never were done in the original vintage line. And the Big Lob that we got as a convention exclusive is a terrible Big Lob. So those two are like must-haves if you're O-ring collector. The other two, I think I could hold off on and maybe find them at a convention or something like that. But I bet they sell out a Big Lob and Pythona fast.
Personally, I'm going to buy them. Personally, I'm buying them because I am kind of a completionist. I like them. I want them in my collection. But how many people that buy from me are going to be down to pay an additional $5 a figure? I have to take into consideration what are my customers going to be willing to pay when it comes down to that stuff.
You know, I could see a, and I don't know if this will be like in the next 10 years or whatnot, but I could totally see like them pricing action figures out of reality to where they just stop. And then toy companies are like, hey, maybe we should make like toys for kids again. And then like we got $10 figures. Maybe they're not as nice. I don't know. I just think they're going to price themselves out of business because you can't. I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, like for me, I like to collect the Transformers, GI Joe, obviously, and He Man. But I don't do all the He Man lines. I just do Origins. I don't do Masterverse. You know,
Now,
and
see, I
then
do Masterverse because Masterverse is affordable. Nobody really wants it, and I think they look better.
oh yeah, they look phenomenal. I had to make a choice, and like my son likes playing with well, he used to like getting out the Origins and playing with them. So I was like, well, we'll just keep that. Um, if all I did was He Man, I would do both. But you just, it's like, okay, so I'm doing 6-inch Joes. I still buy modern sculpt Joes when I find them. I still collect the old stuff. And speaking of the old stuff, I don't know it's been a couple weeks since we all been on. I had a major toy buy at the shop that had like the best of like 1990 and 91 in there. So like I have the Retaliator rescue attack helicopter, which kind of sounds like an oxymoron there. I have the Hammerhead. I've got the Avalanche. I've got they have like 2 Piranha boats. Tons and tons of stuff from that era, and Jurassic Park toys, which some of the stuff I didn't even know they made. I got this huge Jurassic Park playset. It's just like the best of that era we got in. It's pretty cool. On a side note there, but
Did you guys use
yeah,
pre-order the police officer and the short fuse and Steeler 2-packs a couple weeks back?
So I got the Steeler and Flash, or not Flash, Steeler and Short Fuse 2-pack ordered through Hasbro Pulse.
I must have missed out on those.
They went up on Target and Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, I got mine through Target, but not Pulse. They were sold out before I could get into that.
The figures, the police officer, I was able to order some cases of those as soon as they dropped, and I got the call for it and got the order in, and I've already sold most of what I bought.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, we ordered the fireman and the police officer months and months and months ago, and I was actually supposed to get the fireman in a few weeks back, and I don't know what happened. Didn't ship.
It's
So
at Target. You could probably go to every Target in your area and find them. They're not selling.
yeah, I've the one Target I go to, they have the same one hanging on the pack or hanging on the peg.
you mean they're not selling from retail stores at retail price because people like to walk by the aisle and say, "Oh, that's cool. I'll wait for clearance." Most of them are selling online, I think.
I like seeing the stuff back. I'm just not going to buy it.
Right.
We
Well, I
both-
don't have the money for
Yeah, that's
it
so
right now.
annoying.
And that's the problem with like in-person point of sale in big box retailers, because people aren't going there. The vast majority of people are not going there specifically to buy toys. They're going there to buy a bunch of other stuff, and if they see something and have the extra money for it, they'll buy it. That's the majority of people that I know of that go into the store.
They are going to be selling the Pythona though at New York Comic Con, Los Angeles Comic Con, 10 MCM London. I don't know if 1027 is going forward. I keep getting mixed reviews on that. Some people say it's going, some people say not. But with the whole Hasbro moving and doing all these panels at shows, I don't think they would do that because that was a live event at their own facility, right? So I don't see them doing that.
Right.
But the Pythona is going to be only at 4 conventions, and then it goes to Pulse next year, I guess.
That seems like a far off venture to sell some of them like that and then put it in Pulse next year.
Yeah, that sounds that would be a bad move, I think.
I don't see all the shows are in October and November. So
Yeah.
are they going to put it in Pulse like after in the middle of November during Thanksgiving?
Well, if they do anything, man, what they should do is the same thing that they did with this last exclusive set, the Cold Slither set. Have some of them available at the show or shows, and have a limited quantity of them available in stock on Hasbro Pulse, and then put them up for pre-order.
I mean, that would be smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did announce that at San Diego. They weren't going to do it that way, unfortunately.
That is quite unfortunate. I have somebody that's supposed to be getting me one, and I don't know if they'll be able to pull through or not. Hopefully they can. So Hasbro moving, I just Googled that real quick. Why are they moving? And the AI overview is that Hasbro is moving its global headquarters to Boston to capitalize on the city's vibrant tech and innovation ecosystem, which provides access to top talent, academic partnerships, and thriving business community. This strategic relocation is intended to strengthen the company's growth in both digital and physical play by fostering speed, agility, and innovation. The move to Boston's Seaport District also positions Hasbro to leverage the East Coast location and reinforce its global presence. Yes, those are a lot of words, Google AI. Let's see. Key reasons for the move: talent, innovation. Boston is a leading tech and innovation center with deep academic ecosystem, attracting the talent needed to drive growth in physical and digital play. What exactly does that mean? Strategic location. The Boston presence anchors Hasbro on the East Coast. They're already anchored on the East Coast, reinforcing its global footprint and providing a base for innovation and growth alongside its Seattle office. Seattle.
Yeah, that's the gaming, and I believe Dungeons and Dragons is located there. So their business and toy business is in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, but the gaming and the Dungeons and Dragons and that type of stuff is in Seattle.
Okay. The move
I think it's a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What?
I think it's a ridiculous move. I mean, like people, you can't. I mean, in the day and age of internet and fax machines, internet, email, cell phones, the fact that you need to move to say you're going to recruit talent, I mean, that's ridiculous. Secondly, because you can do this stuff all over the world. I mean, you know that Terry was dealing with zoos in Europe, you know, and we communicate just fine, you know, and everything works fine there. But like, and Zoo is our artist that we share. By the way, if people don't know who that is, you will soon though. But yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, Rhode Island's a tax heavy state. It's not very pro business, but neither is Massachusetts. I mean, if they were smart, they would move to Austin, Texas, or they would move to Florida, or they would move to Nashville, or they would move somewhere where it's pro growth and better on the tax situation. And I think all they're trying to do is move to a really artsy fartsy district in Boston that's going to cause raise their rent, because I don't think they're going to own this. I might be wrong on this, but I don't think they're going to own the location. I think they're going to rent.
They're leasing 7 floors of this building over there. So yeah, you're right. They don't
Oh,
own.
okay. So
So
it's
that's
tax write off.
so that's well, owning the real estate is a tax write off too. But so you're going to now your soon to be $30 action figures are going to be 35 because you're going to pay that money for that rent.
Yeah.
You know, that's it's. I think it's just a ridiculous move. I think they need to. They're trying to like they're throwing good money after bad money. Like they need to buckle down, figure out how to sell toys to kids, how to keep selling them to adults, and grow that business. And stop fantasizing about making digital video games when they've never done that before. I liken it to Kraft cheese. If Kraft cheese said, "Hey, we're going to get in the tractor business because cheese is yellow and so are tractors." Well, other than that,
Right.
we don't know anything else about it. But watch us, and then I mean, I have no problem with them partnering up with like companies that do this professionally and do it successfully. Like, give us a GI Joe or a Transformers game on the level of a Destiny or a Call of Duty, or what is this, Helldivers? Some of these games that are out there, Fortnite, all that. Give us that, or give not just us, but like kids or whatever. But like moving is not going to do anything. All
No,
it's
no,
going
no,
to do
Dan.
is
Why would they do that when they can put out a digital game you can download that targets only the audience of people in our age groups, and it's only playable on a couple of PC platforms?
I have yet to get it because I can't figure out how to get it.
I got it.
Same.
I can't play it.
I'm gonna have to buy a what do they call those little things? Those Nintendo things, Switches. I have to buy a Switch. I have to go onto their library on there and download it onto my Switch in order to use it. And I don't have any of that.
I have
My
zero
son has a
interest.
Switch. Maybe I can jump on there and do that.
Yeah, you should be able to.
You
You
could.
can use it on
Daddy's
the
playing
old
with my
Switch.
Switch.
You can use it on the old Switch as well. You can download
Huh.
it, from what I understand. So both versions of the Switch. So if you have an old one, you can get it. If you have the new one, you can get it.
I don't know. I know a lot of the old school Hasbro guys. Kirk Bazingian, in particular, has been very vocal about Hasbro moving away from Rhode Island. I mean, that's their entire heritage is Rhode Island. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
for
where
the
the
last 100 years.
Hassenfelds. I mean, the
Yeah, for 100
Hassenfelds, kind of set up shop there for good or for bad. You know, that would be like that would be like a bourbon company that's been in Kentucky for 200 years say we're going to move to Boston because there's some really good tech talent there.
There,
And I've,
Right.
there is a bit of a thing where a lot of the people that work there do have issue with the building that they're in because it's leaking. Because one of the Marvel Legends guys did the POA podcast, and he got fired in July or June. One of the Marvel Legends guys, and he talked about how the building was leaking onto people's tables and ruining art and ruining things. So there is a bit of a problem with the building they're in. So there is that.
yeah, they could always fix that though. Or at least you think they could. I don't know. Maybe it is cheaper to move, but I just think moving to another state, another city. I mean, Boston. I've never heard anybody say like, "Hey, we're going to move to Boston because it's economically feasible
Well,
for our company."
I'm
Right.
not sure. You remember the conversation we had a while ago about this, where this had come up, the same subject. And I was talking about how in Dublin, Ireland, Google moved there, Netflix moved there, a lot of a big corporation, music companies are moving it because they want to be in a identifiable signature city. And I think that's what they're kind of saying in all that legal jargon that Terry, you just read off. They're moving to Boston because of that kind of thing. But I don't know. I'm just making speculation.
I think
I'm
they're
not
trying to
seeing
look.
anything that is actual information about why they're relocating.
Oh no, they haven't actually said why. They just give that whole legal thing. It's been read off 2 or 3 different places, and
Yeah.
it's all legalese. That's all it is.
It's all word salad.
Yep, that's right.
I think they're trying to make themselves look hip and cool and all that, and look how progressive we are. And it's like,
That's true.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything for the stock. You're going to you're not going to own your property. You're going to now pay rent, and you're going to be in an area that, I mean, just the whole like, so we can recruit new talent. You can do that now. It's called the internet. If people want to work for Hasbro, they want to work for Hasbro. It's not like some guy at Ford is going to be like, oh, I didn't think about working for Hasbro until they came and knocked on my door.
Dude, I get emails all the time about Hasbro job notifications. And I don't know why. I've never applied for a job with Hasbro, but that's like, I get these emails all the time.
They did open up the jobs for the store merchants, where they did away with that. It was gone for 2 or 3 years, and they brought that job back. So now every region of a state, I don't know how many regions a state would have. Some might have 10, some might have 2. They have a merchant that will go to Walmarts and Targets and whatever, and now merchandise their product, make sure they have different end caps and different features out, things like that. They did away with that for about 3 or 4 years, and all those people got fired, and they just brought it back this summer. That just came back for the holiday season, and it's probably because that new merchandising Islander, they wanted to make sure that was merchandised properly. But I don't know how long they're going to keep them, because that's a part-time job. So they did bring all those jobs back.
So far, the feedback I've received from people about that merchandise island, there's nothing on it, and
We've talked about this about a month ago or so.
Oh, I know.
Because
I know.
when they weren't supposed to, and all the product, they didn't hold it for the actual display in October when it was supposed to come out. So that's old news.
So
Well,
I
I think-
responded to this in the comments, and I'm going to put it up on screen real quick. Look hip and cool to who? Do kids care where the companies they buy the product from are located? It's not
Exactly.
about the kids. It has nothing to do with the kids at all. All kinds of companies do this in order to look more fresh, vibrant, and interesting to their customer base. We are not Hasbro's customer base. We are the customer base of companies that sell Hasbro products. Hasbro's customer base is major distributors across the world. And when those distributors, those businessmen who probably never even touched the toys, go in to look at a place, for some reason, the new thing is to be a fun and cool looking environment for whatever purpose. The company that I work for actually just went through something similar a few years ago. We had a customer come into the headquarters for a tour. They wanted to see the facility. They came in, and their only negative feedback was that it was a little bit boring. It was kind of bland. So they spent a shitload of money on having this massive, and when I say massive, I mean this thing is gigantic, aquarium put in that has like a sunshade and all kinds of stuff, just for customers to see.
To go back to a point you mentioned earlier, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Scott Knightlick. He was the brand manager for Mattel during the Masters of the Universe Classic line for 10 years, and he did the DCU line and the online Matty Collector, stuff like that. I tune into his show a lot, and he talks about stuff. He subscribes to this newsletter that only people in the toy industry get, and it talks about how there's a turn in the toy industry where the percentage of children buying toys has decreased. It was about 20%, and now the people that are buying toys has increased to about 43%, and it's adult collectors, that percentage. The
Right.
children's percentage has reduced, and now the adult percentage has increased to about 43%. And so their target audience is not kids anymore. We're the target audience.
Yeah, and that's so with, I'll use my business for example, and to a greater extent, I'll use like Marvel Comics, their business. We want generational customers. I have generational customers at my store. Sometimes it makes me feel a little bit old when a guy that used to come in with his dad now comes in with his son. Then we've only owned it for 18 years, but still, it kind of gets you a little bit when like the kids, look at my kid, my kid's 9 now. And it's like, but they're becoming generational customers. I sell to the dad, I sell to the kid. And I think Hasbro has fought with that for years because they've hired people from the food industry, from whoever else that doesn't have any imagination or understands how to relate to children at all or to captivate them. And they finally, I think, have caved in. It's like, yep, it's the old kids are buying our stuff. My son is 9 years old. You know what he brought with us on this trip? 4-inch GI Joes to play with. Daddy didn't time to do it. Mommy didn't time to do it. We said, grab some toys and your Nintendo. He grabbed some Joes. He's showing the Joes to his grandmother. He's showing the Joes to his uncle and his aunt. And it's like, you're missing dollars right now. He does not care about the 6-inch. They're too big, he said. They're too big and they don't have vehicles. I mean, we know they have vehicles, but I'm not buying a 9-year-old a $300 his tank. You know?
So if 6 inches is too big for you, Dan, check out one of the new Kickstarters that is live right now. I wanted to do this before we ran out of time.
Good segue there, Terry. I feel like I should listen to some Village people now.
The Rise of Nexus 3.75-inch action figure line is live on Kickstarter right now. They are a little over halfway to their funding goal with 185 backers. There's 24 days to go, and they have a bunch of different tiers for what you can back. Let's check out this little video they got here real quick. I'm gonna full screen that.
Rise of Nexus.
Has anybody seen my wallet? You can't fall downstairs if you're already at the bottom. Who wants quail eggs? A grenade in this economy?
4 elite operators, fully geared with removable masks, holstered sidearms, and retro O-ring construction. Wave 1 launches on Kickstarter September only from Solid Raven. Collect, battle, rise.
Is this through Matt LaCroix's company?
No, not everything is Matt LaCroix.
Oh,
I
'cause
think that he might have done the.
I saw him
he might have
advertise
done
it.
the Kickstarter,
I
or he
saw him
might have done the Paint Masters or something.
I saw him advertise it. That's why I was curious.
And that's like, honestly, dude, I don't know. I really don't. I don't have a problem with Matt, but what I find is that every single O-ring line that comes up now in the third party, everybody's like, "Oh, is that Matt LaCroix's new line?" They don't.
I have to say, I like that trailer. That's just kind of fun.
Yeah, I do too. I think it is fun.
Will you send me a link to that campaign when we're done?
Yes.
Because I might sign up on that. I have to say something real quick. Michael French from Retro Blasting always says fans are doing the best work, and he's always been very critical of the toy companies. Sometimes I think he can be a little too critical. Sometimes I think he's right on the money.
So
And,
before I continue with any of this, I just want to say that I don't know if you are right or wrong, David. I could very well be wrong on that. I don't know if Matt has anything to do with it or not. I am looking into it right now, though, to find out. I don't know if he just shared it or if he has something to do with it.
He could have just shared it, but I know he did put it out there, and that's where I saw it.
But I think it's going to get to the point where fans, Terry, like with our project, with this guy's project, with all the projects that are going on. I mean, look at Valaverse. He started out as a Kickstarter. Now he's a legit company. And I think that fans are going to, like Michael says, some of them are doing the better work than the main companies. I mean, yeah, no one's going to compete with Hasbro as far as global reach and all that sort of thing. But as far as like understanding the marketplace, I mean, this just looks kind of fun. And, I think eventually somebody's going to catch on like, hey, I can make a lot of money if I make toys for kids. You can still make it for adults, but make them for kids, and so I think this is where I think stuff like this is great. I like to see stuff like this.
So this gives us a full breakdown of who Solid Raven is. This is all on the Kickstarter, by the way. Solid Raven, Carlos Espinoza is the founder of Solid Raven and creator of Rise of Nexus, a creative force in designer, toy, and indie collectible scene. Artwork has appeared in collaborations with Killer Bootlegs, Super 7, Frank Kozik, and Ron English. Non-licensed toy. Yeah, so we also commissioned Matt LaCroix, a veteran of the toy community, to create additional hand-painted samples for use in marketing, promotional videos, photography, and upcoming toy conventions. So that's Matt's involvement in this, is the paint samples and kind of promotion of it. His work helps to showcase a full potential of each figure and brings the Rise of Nexus lineup to life for collectors around the world. But they go through showing you how they scale up with other 3 3/4 inch figures. I'm assuming that the base package here is. Let's see, what are they doing with Legends of the Hidden Force? Our engineers have worked closely behind the scenes to ensure that Rise of Nexus and Legends of the Hidden Force action figures share a compatible ball neck system, enabling smooth pop and swap head customization. So that's the exact same thing that our line is going to have as well, compatible with other lines, parts-wise, and swappable heads. Yeah, $23 a figure, so that's not bad. $28 MSRP, so they're charging $28 MSRP. I think that's pretty good for an independent company.
Absolutely.
It's on par with what other people are charging, with other independent companies are charging. And the Kickstarter price being $23 a piece, that's pretty good. That guy looks like Killmonger. And then you've got all these down through here. So variants, that looks a whole lot like a Billy figure there.
Hello.
Are you guys there?
Yeah.
I'm here. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
That looks a lot like Billy, Snake Eyes, Beachhead, and Shadow Tracker.
That looks fun.
Definitely.
Oh,
I
it's like
kind
Nick
of
Plisker.
want to get that one just because.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of scrolling through here. Snake Plissken. So one of the things that I wanted to actually like show in hand, I am just about out of time here. Go back this. You got the VIP all in. That is all 10 figures plus the Kickstarter only bonus accessories. Stretch goal doesn't unlock. You'll be able to swap any unlocked figures post campaign to complete your 10. $195. Early riser all in $205. High riser all in package for $245. These are affordable packages. All in tier bundle $279. Before this campaign is up, I'm probably going to end up backing it because it looks like they are having everything complete and ready to go before they try to get this funded with the Kickstarter. Hopefully, as soon as the Kickstarter funds, they can send this straight to production and have items in people's hands a lot sooner.
Terry, does it show what the packaging looks like? I might have missed that.
Well, I'm going to show you what the packaging, it does. Some of them does show what the packaging looks like. It's a 6x9 card back with a blister. So let me get back up here to the top real quick so I can kind of keep that in mind. And I'm going to go get that off screen. That is on Kickstarter, Rise of Nexus. You can also follow them on Instagram at Rise of Nexus. So I got a package from Rise of Nexus that is this cool custom printed box from Solid Raven.
Ooh.
It even has their name here, The Rise of Nexus. You open it up, it's printed on the inside as well. And I got stickers, which are going to go onto the sides. Like all my stickers and stuff for people that I get end up going on my 3D printers. So that's where that is going here very soon. So I don't know what this is. Have not opened it up yet, but definitely going to. I need to make a standalone video just for this this set. Also, another sticker sheet. These are going to get used. And a letter. I got a letter, which I will go over in the standalone video that I do for this. But preview edition, that's not all that was in the box. I do need to save this stuff for the standalone video that I'm doing with it. I don't know what's in here. Feels like dice. There's a gaming aspect to this, I think. But right here, sealed with a sticker, nice big poly Ziploc bag. This is one of the samples, one of the prototype samples.
Oh, that looks fun.
Unpainted, 3D printed action figure. Now, the one thing about this, let me see here. It appears as though this is not something that can be opened and replaced. That's one of the things that we are going to look at doing with ours is the collector-friendly packaging.
Kind of like Eagle Force.
Like Eagle Force, like Strike Force Alpha. The collector-friendly packaging is a bubble that I've shown them a few times. Everything's in a bubble display with a back tray, so all the accessories are displayed, and then the main part of the packaging, it's a card insert with tabs that fold over, like plastic tabs that fold over the sides, so you can take it out and put it back in without a problem. But this is I don't know how many of these they sent out. I think they sent some of these out to a few different YouTubers, but this gives a nice showcase of all the accessories with the figure, the way the accessories detach. You got a holster there on the leg with a pistol. The pouches and vests and everything are kind of molded on. But, I mean, this is a great looking concept in my opinion. I think the figure looks great. And everything looks really good with the Rise of Nexus figures, and I think it's a pretty cool concept and idea. So get over there and back these guys. Every time that you have an opportunity to back an independent maker of action figures, I hope that if it's affordable and you have the opportunity, you take it, because I feel very strongly that this is probably the future of toy collecting.
Exactly.
As far as new stuff goes. I mean, you've got like Skeletron and other independent toy makers. Marauder Task Force, they don't do a lot of characters. They have a geared up event they do. But companies like that are doing far more for us as collectors than what I think Hasbro is probably doing.
I think Skeletron gears a lot of their stuff to children in the events that they do. They have a lot of giveaways for children and coloring contests and things like that. But I don't really see that with a lot of these other independent companies. I could be wrong, and I go to a lot of conventions, but I don't see a lot of activities for kids and things to attract kids.
Yeah, I really don't either, man. And I know Marauder Task Force does something similar with their building event. They have an event at some of their shows where they build an action figure with their parts.
Well, I think it's going to get to the point where somebody's going to pick up on that. Maybe it's me, maybe it's you, Terry, maybe it's you, David, maybe it's all of us, maybe it's somebody else out there. They're like, hey, there's a lot of money to be made selling toys to kids.
Yeah.
You know, you can still be an adult and collect them. You know,
Joe
because I
Fest does have children events, but it's not selling toys or building toys. There are a lot of kids events at Joe Fest, but it has nothing to do with actual toys. It's a lot of other things, but gaming, activities like things like that, like the Finest doing activities at the Finest booth, coloring contests, that type of stuff. It's not building toys. And I think that's something that if someone had the money, they could do that. That would be great, because they do that at Disney and Universal. There's two different places you can go to build a droid at Star Wars and then build a lightsaber at Star Wars. And then Universal now has a Harry Potter thing where you can build your own wand, activities, interactive stuff. And there's a thing in I think New Jersey, a toy like event area. There's a GI Joe gaming thing that's an activity stuff. That's the type of thing you need to bring the kids in and do the branding of the toy, because that's how a cartoon gets branded, and that's where the kids get attracted to that cartoon. Then they want to get the Yu-Gi-Oh toy, or they want to get the Ben 10 toy, or whatever toy. It's
Oh, yeah.
the branding. It's not necessarily the toy itself. It's the branding of the toy.
And I can speak as a parent and talking to other parents. There's a huge pushback coming on screen time with kids. I think a lot of the stuff
Yes.
dealing with autism and ADHD that's starting to come out, and just some of the behavior issues. We've cut down on screen time for my son, and it's like I have my son back. And I'm learning this from other parents in the school. We all kind of talk about this stuff, um, especially in the boys. And so I think there's a grand opportunity if kids are getting cut back. And I tell you what happens when Wyatt doesn't get to do screen time. You know what he does? He plays Lego or GI Joe, and he goes back there and he makes up his own storylines and battles, and he has
Yeah.
fun for like hours. And it's like that's the key. And I think if some of these companies were smart, and some of us are trying to get smarter about it, to do this, that's the future. You can still be an adult and collect this stuff. I think it's great that I'm the age I am, and I've got a basement room full of this stuff that I have to sell stuff to make room. And have this fantasy of just a gigantic basement filled with this stuff. Um, but I also want my son and his generation and the generation before them, or after them rather, to be able to enjoy this stuff, because I'm telling you, none of these kids are rushing home to watch cartoons. They're rushing home to get on YouTube and watch people do things, and not anything constructive. I mean, my son will watch people construct houses out in the woods or camping or whatever, but like they'll watch somebody play a video game, or they'll watch, it means nothing. There's no moral component to it. There's no story component to it. There's no continue the experience component to it, except it's a dopamine hit. But the more you take that away from them, the more they go do physical activity. Might go outside, they might play with toys. And and like, these toy companies, I hate to be a broken record, but they kind of pissed me off. Before I had a kid, I didn't really take it that serious. But having a kid, I take it more serious now, that they really surrendered toys. This whole idea of the kids don't like toys. Yes, they do. You have to offer it to them and make it cool. If you don't offer it to them and make it cool, they don't want anything to do with it. And it's like, it's easy to do. You can make YouTube cartoons. You can make video games, even though I just talked about less screen time. But there are things you can do to attract kids to toys. But I think there's a huge pushback with society coming. I'm already starting to see it happen, where screen time, the phones, all that crap is going to not go away, but it's going to be lessened with a lot of these kids, because their development is more important than some parent like, oh, the iPad's going to babysit my kid. No, be a parent. You babysit your kid. We're all busy. We
Speaking
all
of
work.
being outside and playing, before I go take my daughter for a bicycle ride, I just want to show real quick what I got from Fans Hobby.
Oh,
Ooh.
those are really big. Those are huge.
Yeah, it's a good sized box. So these are available for pre-order right now on BBTS. And this actually just randomly showed up at my house. I didn't order it, wasn't expecting it. They sent it to me for review. So I'll be making a video on this here very soon and getting that posted. but I can't wait to open it up. Just some of the features that I've seen with this thing on different videos that they've put out. It looks like this has a lot of killer details to it.
Oh, it does. It's very big. It's a lot better looking in person. Trust me. So you're gonna, I think, enjoy it, and I think you're gonna probably end up giving it a fairly decent review because I loved seeing the one that I saw, and I wish I had the money to get it, but I don't. I got 2 Ostrikers instead.
Are you going to do an unboxing review on it?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is the plan. I'm going to try to get that done in the morning.
Very cool.
So, thanks guys for coming on today. I know it's been a couple weeks since we've been live. Thanks everybody else for hanging out with us while we
Absolutely
talk about stuff and show new things that we got and whatnot. So, we will see you hopefully next week. We'll continue the weekly stream as long as things don't go sideways like they did for me this past week.
Stop choke slamming people through your desk and you'll be okay.
Thanks.
Well,
everybody.
great to see you guys, and I hope everybody out there has a great week.
You take care. Be safe where you're at there, Dan.
I will. Thank you so much.
Take care, everybody.